Now, how are we? Let me know if you can now hear me. We should be fine now. How are we doing? I'm going to put a little music on. We look pretty good. Okay. Now, I did learn this about Mercury retrograde. It's still happening. And I'm thinking about it. I never really got into this until Lorenzo taught me about this stuff because it has been interesting. Last week we had some issues with sound, and what happened? Everything happened last week. So anyway, we're on, everyone. Let's go ahead and tune in. Yay. Yes, yes, yes. So Elsie can hear me. Tania can hear me. Okay, beautiful. Let's get going. Let's get going. So let's do our intro. Grateful for this moment and just grateful to pause. Let's pause together. Take an inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. And let's just tap into this now moment. Grateful. We're blessing technology. Grateful for technology and grateful for this moment together. Let's tune in. Aloha, Patri. Aloha. Greetings, Lenoris. You can hear me. All right, let's do this. Feel into this moment. Feel into the moment. I am that. I am present. Let us breathe into this moment, breathe into the I am presence, the presence of God saying, I am that you, I am. God is your very life. And so we take a moment to turn within in this moment in gratitude. Grateful for this new moment, grateful for this opportunity to turn inward, grateful for these magnificent, marvelous Monday night meditations. Grateful for the living breath we're breathing right now, knowing that right where we are, we have everything we need. For God is everywhere, evenly present. God is beyond Alpha and Omega. God is omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent, omniactive. Omni means all. God is all, in all, as all. God is my life, and God is the life and breath of each and every one of you. And so tonight we come together in consciousness to be aware of God's presence within. God presences itself in and as its own creation. What we have been seeking is within us. It is in every aspect of our own being. God's wisdom, God's love, God's peace, God's joy, God's understanding, God's faith, God's power, God's strength, qualities. These are qualities and so much more of God that dwells deep within us. We are God's dwelling place. And so I call this night a good God night. I call this moment a sweet surrender of remembrance, remembering to turn our face to God. This is what I claim in this now moment. And I release this word unto God, knowing all is well, all is right, and all is good. I release this word and I let it be, knowing this. It is done, it is done, it is done. And so it is. Ashe. Hallelujah. Praise the Spirit. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Take a holy breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Again, in through the nose. Again, in through the nose. Yes. All right. We just prayed our way into this now moment, right? Yes, 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 yes. So I have some more people to say hello to. Elishiva is here. Blessings and blessings, Elishiva. I am that I am. Yes. Bonsoir, Kathy O. It was great seeing you yesterday. Yeah, Agape was lit yesterday. Look who was here. Linda. Linda was there too. We all were. I was on, I don't know, I was on another plane. It was such a wonderful evening, wonderful day yesterday. Marion is here. Good to see you. Her twin grandsons graduated from the teen ministry a number of years ago. And I'm just so grateful to see that you're still hanging with me. Good to see you, Marion. Okay, so what is happening? So, God presence, let me tell you, I just want you to know 365 Science of Mind is a book that I started reading in Chicago. I worked at Marshall Field, Chicago. And after class, after work, there was a woman, first of all, at work. Her name was Sharon. And I wondered how Sharon did so well. She always prospered. And I'm thinking, there's not a lot of customers. How are you prospering? And she said she studied, and what she studied Ernest Holmes. So I started taking a class in Water Tower Place, which some of you may know is on Michigan Avenue. I would, after work, it's on the Magnificent Mile, take the bus and take the class, and I would go to Water Tower Place, and I would take a class in Water Tower Place on the umpteenth floor. And at the time, Oprah Winfrey lived up there, but this was a room that Mr. or Dr. Whitehead was my teacher. So anyway, I started studying Ernest Holmes, The Science of Mind. And over the years, I kind of went away. I ended up with Unity, Charles Fillmore. I ended up with the one and only Chicago, Johnny Coleman, and her teachings, which were similar to Unity teachings. I say all that to say 365 Science of Mind is something that I go to. It's like my go home, go back to the basics, readings. So I read those every morning. My morning, I have a practice. I have my daily practice and reading a chapter. Now, this morning's reading was so powerful. I said, you know what? Tonight we have to tap into this reading tonight. I took a picture of it, so I'll be reading it to you this evening. This will be our sacred reading. But when I say that we are bringing our attention to the presence, right? What does that mean to you? What does that mean to you? Let's see. Hello, Stacker from Wisconsin. Yay. Welcome. Yes. So what does that mean to you? Because we are speaking about the God presence, the one power, the one creative power of the universe. And we're bringing our attention consciously. So as I ask you the question, what does that mean? Oh, wow. Good to see you, Dave. Yay. I'm knowing that life is good for you. Yes. Thank you for joining me this evening. Yes, beautiful. Okay, so let me give you one of the quotes that really was a part of my spark tonight. Make space today. Leave room for God to meander among your emotions and deepest thoughts. May you be blessed. May you be blessed to feel and hear the presence of the Creator. Now, when I read that to you, what comes through to you? What are you feeling when I read these words to you? Right? Hold on one moment. I'm going to do, as you all know, I do corrections in real time. And yes, I am impressed. Okay. So, what does that mean to you? This reading was just so beautiful. It was an unknown author. May you be blessed to feel and hear the presence of the Creator. And I'm talking about from within your own self, right? May you be blessed to feel, and I love that, to feel and hear the presence of the Creator from within you. So that's one of the quotes that I'm offering you. This is one of your offerings for tonight, this particular quote. Now, someone has said something. Let's see, what have you said? Yes, it has been a while. I know. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Anybody responding to how you feel? I'm going to give you a second quote as well. Let's see. The second quote. The Creator and creation are one. We are always in the presence. That's me, myself, and I. Full Lotus. That's my own quote. All right. So I'm not really hearing from you. So I'm going to keep on going. So tonight, our reading is taken from today's date, 365 Science of Mind. And the reading is profound. This will be my third time reading this today because I found it to be so poignant. And it's about remembering God, remembering in the midst of everything. This is what I'm actually dealing with right now, reminding myself no matter what is going on, that the presence of God is available here and now, that the source and supply of all is here and now. It's something that I must remind myself because we can easily get trapped in circumstances, right? Let's see, I have someone else speaking here. All right, Patry. Huh. Okay. Well, I'm glad you're here. I am on Facebook, though. It's up because there's a few people from Facebook on. So I'm glad you're here. All right. Let's do this. Let's tap in. Let's tap in. I honor the presence of God. That is the title of this reading. And it reads, if I honor myself alone, not realizing that I am one with the divine presence, then I shall quickly exhaust the small portion of good that I, as a human being, can at any time, can at any one moment contain. So I'm going to pause right there. And I love this first statement because it's saying that when we do not realize that when we are saying and honoring the presence of we're honoring ourselves, we're actually honoring God. So there's a statement that I say, and if anyone's online from treatment, can't say who they are, but I want to remember, if you remember, to that I always will talk about the presence of God, that our higher power, most high, that right where we are, the presence of God is. And as we honor ourselves, we honor God. So I would say, as I love myself, I love God because I am loving the Creator that created me. So that is really powerful to remember. So for those of you who may have difficulty with loving yourself, with self-love, knowing who you are in the presence of God, knowing the importance of who you are, then I want you to know that by honoring and loving yourself, you're actually loving and honoring your Creator. I think that's important. Also, an emergency vehicle just went by, so we pause and we know that they reach their destinations easily and that those who need help get the help and support they need. And so it is. All right, so I'm going to return to the reading. If I honor myself alone, not realizing that I am one with the divine presence, then I shall quickly exhaust the small portion of good that I, as a human being can at any one moment contain. But if I honor the presence of God in me, of God around and through me, of God in and through everything, then I am indeed honoring the presence of God. For one spirit is over all, in all, and through all, and one presence is all. There can be no separation from this presence, no apartness, no division. It is one, complete and total, equally distributed and everywhere available. To feel this presence in things, in people, and in human events, and to sense that it is all inclusive. The presence of God, our higher power, is all inclusive. Is to honor God and to provide in one's own self a place where the divine can go forth anew into creation. We can go forth anew into creation when we recognize that we are one with God, we are one with our Creator, we're one with this higher power, we're one with Most High. Today, I am honoring the presence of God. I love this. I feel God's beauty in the rose-tinted dawn and in the glow of the evening sunset. In the flower, I find the loveliness of God's beauty. In the mountains, I see God's strength. In the quiet of the evening time, I feel God's presence. And throughout the night, I know that this presence blankets me. Therefore, I sleep in peace. I wake in joy. I live in a consciousness of good, seeing God in others. I enter into companionship with the divine in all people. In the outstretched hand, in the smile of recognition, and in the warm embrace of friends, I enter into companionship with all people, which I read, in the outstretched hand, in the smile of recognition, and in the warm embraces of friends, I feel the one presence and the one power and the one life. And so I give thanks with a song in my heart and with a joy unspeakable. I give thanks to this presence. May I evermore embrace and be embraced by the love, the beauty, and the goodness of God. Now that reading was perfection, right? It was so beautiful. Okay, everyone. So let's take a moment. Let's turn within. Let's take a moment to turn inward and acknowledge this one presence, this one power, this one love, this presence and power that is active, alive, and well in every sentient being, every living creature, even in the cosmos. Yes, there is God. So let's take a moment to turn inward as we honor the spiritual body, mental body, emotional body, physical body. We are whole beings. Will you be made whole? Will you be made whole? Let's turn inward as we close our eyes. We turn within and we acknowledge the beauty and the magnificence of God. Knowing that God is all there is, that there is only one presence and one power, that God is source and supply, seen and unseen. We consciously acknowledge this one presence here and now. We acknowledge the presence of God. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Now feel the living breath breathing you right now. God is my breath. God is my breath. God is my breath. Feel the living breath of God. As we allow ourselves to be still. Be still and know that God is your living breath. Repeat in your mind, I feel God's beauty. I feel God's beauty. I feel God's beauty. There's only one presence and one power, God Almighty, God All Good, revealing itself as its own creation. Go deeper within, knowing that truth. God is within you. God is, I am. I am, God is. In this moment, I turn my face to God. I remember God is within me. And so, how grateful I am for this moment of stillness. Grateful for this moment to pause and acknowledge, remembering to spend time in the presence consciously. Grateful to consciously pause and acknowledge God. How good it is. How good it is to be together in consciousness. How good it is to remember the Most High God. And so, as we gently bring our attention back to the room that we're in, bring back conscious remembrance of the presence of God as your life. And I release this word with gratitude, and so it is. Ashe. Amen. All right. So as you gently bring your attention back to the space that you're in, to acknowledge that right where you are, no matter where you are, that the fullness of God is right where you are, that the Creator is there, and this presence and this power is all around you and within you. It's a powerful thing to remember. So I want to know, how are you feeling right now coming out of this meditation? How are you feeling as you return to your sacred space? How are you feeling? And then there's a line that I want to read to you from our reading tonight. There's a line that I want to remind you of from our reading tonight. How are you? How are you feeling after the meditation, after that moment of stillness? Looking and waiting. It takes about 9 seconds to get your responses, just so you know. Okay. I'm going to read this line again. Today, I am honoring the presence of God. I feel God's beauty in the rose-tinted dawn and in the glow of the evening sunsets. In the flower, I find the loveliness of God's beauty. In the mountains, I see God's strength. In the quiet of evening time, I feel God's presence. And throughout the night, I know that this presence blankets me. Therefore, I sleep in peace and wake in joy and live in a consciousness of good, seeing God in others. I enter into companionship with the divine in all people. Yes, yes, yes. I want to know how you're feeling. I'm going to check in here. Let's see. Christina. All right. I'm glad you made it as well. Rafaela, one of my young adults. She's feeling grounded. Yay. Beautiful. Let's see. Powerful knowing God is within me as me. Right, Susan? It's just a reminder because we come in already knowing this. We do. We come in already knowing these truths. Amanda, I'm feeling supported and protected. Beautiful, Amanda. Yes, yes. Good to see you as well. Linda, refresh and gentleness for myself. Care is my spiritual practice. So grateful for all the love and all the good that is shared. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Wonderful. As I'm waiting for some more answers to come through, I have a couple of more banners for you. Listen to this one. Nothing in or of this world measures up to the simple pleasures of experiencing God's presence. You know, when I say take a breath, and one of my good friends, Reverend Kate Rogers, says, receive the breath. I got that from Reverend Kate Rogers. Receive the breath. As you inhale, you receive the breath. Now consider that breath holy, and consider that breath given to you by God, that you didn't just take a breath, that you were given breath. Just receive the holy breath, right? And I'm going to give you one more quote. The more conscious of God's presence, the more I feel like being myself. Because when we are conscious of God's presence within, we allow ourselves to be ourselves. We don't have to create a way of being for other people to be happy. We stand in who we are. We stand in our own spiritual authority, right? The more conscious of God's presence, the more I feel like being myself. The less conscious of God's presence, I feel I need to prove myself. Knowing who you are in God, you don't need to prove yourself. You know who you are. You know that the presence of God is active, alive, and well as you. And those who may question who you are, they're questioning who you are. You're not, because you get to stand in your own truth of who you are. Who are you? You are an emanation of God, created in the image and the likeness of God. You are here to reveal the good of God as your life. That's who you are. That's who you are. You are here to reveal the good of God. Any circumstance, you are fully equipped because the presence of God is within you to guide you through, to navigate you through, to sustain you through. This higher power will never leave you nor forsake you. Even in the darkest moments, even in the hardest times, the God of all gods is your strength. Not that there's another God, but there's many names. But the presence, this higher power, is your wisdom. This presence, this higher power is the power that is within you. This presence, this higher power is your life. This presence, this higher power, this ultimate intelligence, this creator is active, alive, and well as you. You. And it is for us to remember. I love that first quote. Let's see what Patri's saying. Closer to the presence in and as me. I get so much from your Oh, thank you. Finally open you. Yay. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you, Patri. Right? And the truth shall set us free. Right, Patri? Yes, yes, yes. And so let's take a moment right now. So tonight is honoring the presence. Honoring the presence is our meditation, right? How can we honor the presence? Well, let's ask we're going to ask about honoring the presence. We're going to ask what it would feel like. Because when we're asking this presence, when we're asking the questions that I give you to ask, right? These questions, the answers are within us already. So the answers will show up. It is important that we ask questions. And Reverend Michael has a saying, it's not that we're not asking questions, it's that we're asking the wrong questions. Well, why is this happening to me? Why this? Why that? Why that? Rather than, what is the greatest good that wants to happen as me? Now that's a question, right? So we're going to ask some questions and we'll see what comes through. Let's see, Patri. I too was blessed by it. Yes, right? By all of those great teachers and more. My first spiritual understanding, really, really on my own without a teacher, was Shakti Gawain. I don't know if anybody knows who Shakti. This is her workbook that I have. And that's one of the first spiritual books outside of going to a community. And I studied Shakti Gawain, and she was wonderful. And then I started advancing out. So there you go. All right, everyone, let's take a moment right now. Let's turn within. Let's tap in to that presence and that power that is deep within us. Let's allow ourselves to use our imagination, third eye, located above the ear, in the center of the head, in between the eyebrows. It's in the pineal gland. Let's tap into that. Let's stop, take a moment and imagine that we're there right now, tapped in. As we ask these important questions, I want you to imagine that your entire body is relaxed. Feel this vibration as we ask these questions. Simple, poignant questions, and the answers are within. First question. As we honor the presence of God, what does it feel like? As we honor the presence of God, what does it feel like? As we honor the presence of God, what does it feel like? Ask yourself that question. Feel into honoring the presence of God. I want you to feel into it. What does it feel like to honor the presence? What does it feel like to know the presence is here and now? What does it feel like to know that this presence and this power is within you, as you? What does that feel like? Feel the vibration. This is the vibration of crown chakra, higher consciousness. Feel into this vibration. Next question. Let's take some holy breaths first before we go in. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Fill your belly. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Now we move into the next question. What is the nature of honoring the presence of God? What does it look like as my life? What is the nature of honoring the presence of God? What does it look like as my life? What is the nature of honoring the presence of God? What does it look like as my life? Ask yourself the question. The answers are within you. What it looks like, what your life looks like as you honor the presence of God. Yes. What does your life look like? How are you living life? How are you representing the good of God as your life? Ask that question. Speak to the spirit of who you are. Speak into the fullness of God that is within you. As you ask the questions, the answers are within. Let's breathe in. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Next question. We ask this question. What is the nature of honoring the presence of God? What does it sound like as my voice? What is the nature of honoring the presence of God? What does it sound like as my voice? What is the nature of honoring the presence of God? What does it sound like as my voice? Ask yourself the question. If you can, you may want to speak that question. What does it sound like to honor the presence of God? What does it sound like as my voice? What are you speaking of when you honor the presence of God? What are you speaking of others when you honor the presence of God? Are your words loving, uplifting, and kind? Are your words beautiful and expansive? Ask yourself the question. As you ask yourself the question, the answers are within. Let's breathe into that next question. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Feel that holy breath. We ask the next question. What is the nature? What is the nature of honoring the presence of God? What are my thoughts like? What is the nature of honoring the presence of God? What is my thoughts like? Or what are my thoughts like? What is the nature of honoring the presence of God? What are my thoughts like? What are you thinking when you're focused on honoring the presence of God? What are you thinking? What kind of thoughts are you thinking? Are you thinking of miracles? Are you thinking of possibilities? Are you thinking of the beauty and the love of God as your life? What are you thinking? Are you thinking of how good God is as you? What are you thinking? Are you thinking that you can rise above all human circumstances? What are you thinking in your thoughts? Let's breathe into that question. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Feel the vibration. Feel it, see it, speak it, think it. Feel it, see it, speak it, think it. Feel it, see it, speak it, think it. Yes. Honoring the Most High, honoring the presence, honoring the presence of God as your life. And so, how grateful we are for these questions that have been asked, knowing that the answers are within, knowing that deep within our own spiritual DNA, the fullness of God is there waiting, knowing that you are one with the Creator, one with this higher power, knowing that this presence and power reveals itself as life itself. There are many layers to the veil of life, yet in the human experience, the presence of God is fully available. And so we surrender into this moment with ultimate gratitude, knowing that the answers are within, knowing that the answers are being revealed, knowing that you are what you have been seeking, for the presence of God dwells within you. I release this word with ultimate gratitude and thankfulness, and I let it be. It is done. It is done. It is done. And so it is, and so it must be. Ashe. Hallelujah. Amen. Aho. Praise the Spirit. And so when you open your eyes, I want you to open your eyes in remembering the answers are within you. This week, take time, make room for God to commune with the presence of God. And so gently open your eyes and let's do a holy Om. The sound of God. And so it is. Okay. So let's see what's happening. Yes, yes, yes. So Michelle Joy is here. We took a picture together. I have to send it to you from yesterday. Good to see you, Michelle Joy. Patry is here again. This really helped me to be kinder to myself, realizing on a deeper level, I am loving God. Yes, 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 Patry. So true. This is my quote. I know, I'm telling you, I've been saying this quote for over 15 years because it came to me at the treatment center. To love self is to love God. Yes, yes, yes. Jackie Freeman here. Grateful that you're here. Yes, yes, yes. Kareem. Kareemu is here. Always good to see you. Ashe, ashe. So before we close out, the question is, how are you feeling? And then as you're typing, remember, it takes about 9 seconds for me to see. I want you to remember 7 o'clock p.m. it's not actually a new time. I'm back to the original time, 7 o'clock p.m. And this is just going forward. This is the time I'm holding. During the fasting seasons, I change the time to 7:20, but it's actually about 47 days of fasting. So I decided I wanted to return back to the original time. And then next year, our calls for our fasting season will be at 6:30 p.m. That's what I'm claiming. Let's see, Susan McDonald, beautiful saying, to love self is to love God. Thank you so much. All right, everyone, we are good. We're doing well tonight. I want to thank you all for being with me. And thank you for communicating with me, because when this mic is off, I sometimes can't see. It does give a warning, but I'm looking right here, so I don't get to see it. Let's see who else is sending some love. Lenoris, you are so welcome. And you are all welcome here. And remember, invite some friends. Elishiva, I was just going to share your affirmation, thinking about day 1 of I'm Keeping True. I have a much deeper love for myself, gratitude, and love. So Elishiva did my program this year, and I'm so glad to hear that so much has come through for you. So thank you so much for trusting the unknown, right? So thank you. And I'll be launching it again next year. I'll let you all know when that's happening, way ahead of time. Yeah, okay. Thank you for being with me tonight, everyone. Peace and love. When the people and the government come together, there is love. Let's love one another. Here's your hugs. Giving you a little rockabye, baby. Giving you some love. Deep hugs, deep hugs. So thank you again. Have a beautiful night. Blessings.